if you've ever had one of those days where you're trying to do some hole sawing, right, and then you just get deeply depressed, that is exactly where I was the other week. And so my hole saw collection, right, looks like this, which is a box of hole saws, various different arbors, various different brands, hole saws, and then my main hole saw box is this one, which is a total disaster. Again, just hole saws that I've accumulated over the years. I mean, I've got arbors, I don't even know what half of these arbors are for. And they're all in various states of repair. Some have got bits of wood wedged in them that I just gave up on and couldn't get back out again. So, yeah, it's just woeful, woeful hole saw life. And then I just couldn't bear the thought of buying any more. And then I found this Bosch set, and it's changed my hole sawing life. They're brilliant. So I bought this set here, and they are like carbide tipped. So you just got a carbide tip on there instead of, you know, usual HSS teeth. And I was a bit skeptical as to whether or not they were going to be any good, but I've been thoroughly converted. It's almost as if the person that designed and invented this hole saw set has actually used a hole saw. Yeah, no, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, because everything about it is just thoroughly nice. I know they've been around for a while, but if you haven't seen or used them, they're just revolutionary. So the arbor, right, really good size, yeah, goes in a normal drill, and then you've got different ends that go in depending on whether you're doing masonry, concrete, or whether you're doing metal, or whether you're doing, you know, scruffy stuff like plasterboard and wood. So, and then these just click in the end of a bit like a normal screwdriver bit adapter does. They just click in there like that. So, and then these go on there, sit on that hex, and it just pops and clicks like that, right? And that's it. It's absolutely delightful. Drill your hole, and then when you want to change over, just click it off, and just click another one on, like so. It's like magic. And when you've drilled a hole and it's all wedged up with wood, you then just pop it off, and you can lever it out really easily because it's got these massive slots down the side. Honestly, they're really lovely. Now, I have a bit of a soft spot for Bosch because I worked for them for many years, and in their industrial power tools and consumer power tools. So, but this isn't sponsored or anything. But you have to say, when somebody's got something fundamentally right, then well done them. Were they cheap? No. I think this set, which has got most of the popular sizes, it obviously hasn't got that one because I had to buy an HSS version of that one. In it was, I think it was about £180, £190 maybe, which seems relatively expensive, bearing in mind I've only drilled, you know, it's probably cost me about £3 for every hole I've drilled so far with this set, but they are encouragingly good, and I'm only going to buy them once. Yeah, I've got to that age. I'm only going to last another 20 or 30 years, and I will be passing these on to somebody else. Because if you look after stuff, then it lasts forever, doesn't it? I've got plenty of tools in here that are more than 25, 30. I've got a screwdriver that must be 40 years old. So, yeah, worth spending the money on for sure. And so far, I've been through plywood, MDF, OSB, hardwood, ton of plasterboard. When I went through, because I had to put a boiler flue, when I went through the aircrete thermalite block, it went through laughably fast. Honestly, you could barely lean on it quick enough, and it just absolutely whipped its way through there. Then I went through some brick, and I used this one here. That there, you can see, looks a bit battered now. So that went through 4-inch brick, and it was really hard. You don't use them on hammer setting, just use them on normal rotation setting, but it was only done with my Milwaukee cordless. and the brick was as hard as anything. It was that kind of like a hard modern baked brick that when you cut it with a, even when you cut it with a diamond blade, you just get sparks off it. Yeah, it's like really horrible aggregate in there. And that there went through it, and those teeth still good as gold. It was really impressive, actually. I didn't think I'd get through it. I thought I was going to have to go and get out my dry diamond core, which you know generally use, but that there went through it. So that was very impressive. So I haven't done any steel with them yet, but I've certainly cut some aluminium stuff. But overall, they're just really good. My whole saw life has changed. Now all I've got to do is build up the courage to throw the rest of this rubbish in the bin. But you know what it's like, if you've got space in the bench or space in the workshop, you just slide it away thinking, oh, one day that'll be useful. But if I never open that box again, it will make me a very happy man indeed. So yeah, doesn't come any better than that. They're a lovely thing. Go get yourself a set. There is a link below.